All right, so the stock is up 8.3% after hours here, all-time high. It would be if we were in regular trade. Guy, what do you think?
Can't do the counterfactual, but I will attempt. I mean, you can make an argument. Tim and Karen have said this, that if they had broken up Google, the stock would have probably gone higher. So maybe it's the certainty of some sort of outcome that's getting this relief rally. So you want to play stock market. 214, I think, was a prior high. Maybe it back and fills back to that level, but it deserves at least a market multiple, Google. So you throw $11 a market multiple. This is a stock that should be trading between 240 and 250. Then if you want to give it a premium multiple, you can see where it goes. But I think this allows it to sort of get that valuation that it deserves.
You know, it's funny. I'm hard-pressed to see, like, how much better it gets from here. You know, they have, 90% of search queries. Okay, they already have that. It was never going to get better than that. They have 70% of, search ad revenue, right? You can see how this company is deemed to be a monopoly. That was the ruling. Now we're at the remedy part. I think Jonathan kind of laid that out. And so when I think about this business and I think about how many platforms this company has, over 1 billion users, I mean, think about, they have, between 1.5 billion iOS users that they basically have a lock on that search, at least on those iPhone devices. They also have 3 billion on Android, which they own. So think about that. They have half the population of this planet already on devices that they control search for. So when you look at the stock opening up like this or trading up where it is right now, you have to say to yourself, how is this going to meaningfully add to their earnings? Now, you're going to say to me, Karen, well, it trades at 20 times, next year, expected earnings growth of, let's say, 7 or 8%. I say to myself, I mean, I'm not this is amazing for them. There was so many worst case scenarios that could have happened, but I think 8-10% on the stock seems kind of odd to me.
So there were two things really weighing on the stock. One was this: what would be the outcome? What are the remedies? And so this appears to be a pretty good outcome for them. The other was, has AI and all the changes that you talked about, has that made the search business less of a lock for Google? Right. How much will they cede share? We don't know yet the answer to that. The answer to the first part, I think, to get to 220, 8, 7, wherever it is right now, isn't a giant stretch, as the guy talked about. It's only another, point-ish and a half of multiples. So I think there's probably still room there. It's interesting to me so what does this Apple payment part do now? Good for them. Good for Apple.
Yeah.
Great for Apple. Apple's up a lot. What does that do to their discussions with Perplexity, which I don't know if they've done or not? Is it less
the push
relevant?
For them to acquire anything
would seem less relevant, right? Yeah. So that's sort of interesting. I don't. At 228, if I owned none, I probably would buy some.
Okay.
I think could it trade down, Phil? Yes, it could, but I think that this is significant.
Well, again, Apple's trading 238, 239 in the after hours after closing at 229. This is also being imputed upon Apple and their legacy business. But again, at least the ruling was very clear that these legacy payments to third party at least are allowed to continue. I just think it's fascinating. If we went back over time over the last 6 months and all of the headwinds against Google seemingly were all about their inability to win in the new age of AI. It was less about, was anybody really talking about this case? I mean, they were and they weren't. Now we're up 8% in the after hours because they're allowed to continue in the same business that we all were saying was not a great business and was going to lose out to AI. I think you've got your answer here, and I think it's undervalued, and I think it's going higher.